Welcome to ATK's Grateful Nation, presented by Cheaper Than Dirt. It's a way for America to say thank you to these brave warriors for their courage and sacrifice.
Hello, my name is Travis Seacrest, retired Sergeant First Class from the United States Army.
That these Grateful Nation adventures offer the opportunity to normalize things like being out in the wilderness.
I remember going, oh, you know, we hit it and the driver tried to save it, but they couldn't too much weight.
This kind of fellowship, this kind of safety.
That's the kind of deer we're looking for. Yeah, that trophy.
With the sense of adventure, I think this might be the answer to some of the wounds that we can't see.
Yeah, I got him up where we went in. It was a good hit. It was a great hit.
Servicemen and women pay the price to preserve our freedom. Join us as we reconnect wounded warriors with their roots as American sportsmen. And show our thanks as a grateful nation. Imagine a corporation stretching the frontiers of space, providing our edge from the battlefield to the home front, and securing a better tomorrow for those who serve. Welcome to ATK, 16,000 men and women delivering innovation that inspires America. A highly decorated member of the Green Berets and winner of the Bronze Star, Sergeant Greg Stubbe was the first guest hunter on Grateful Nation. Now, Sergeant Stubbe returns to serve as host for this special episode of ATK's Grateful Nation, presented by Cheaper Than Dirt.
Sergeant First Class Seacrest. He served in both Iraq and Afghanistan in the infantry, the queen of battle. He was subjected to a massive 200-pound IED explosion, and it claimed the lives of several of his fellow soldiers. As a result of that blast, Sergeant Seacrest has suffered back and neck pain, brain injuries, and post-traumatic stress disorder. This Montana black bear hunt will prove to be a vital part in Sergeant Seacrest's recovery, and it'll help him get back into the passion that he has for the outdoors.
To help him find a black bear, Travis will be hunting with Mark Shutey of Stockton Outfitters in Anaconda, Montana.
Hey, I've got a bear. Hey, Tim.
Where?
Got a bear. Down low in the draw, and he's moving left to right.
How high up?
About midway on these trees right here.
Just above the trees?
He's moving towards the right. We're about to lose him.
We're in trouble. All we can do is get up here, set up, and pray.
It was July 20th of 2011. I was in Paktia Province, Afghanistan. My platoon had been out on a 4-day mission. We'd done an operation that morning and was in a movement back down a route. I was the acting platoon leader at the time, and so I was second in formation with our troops. We're moving up the route, we're clearing as we go. I noticed a culvert, and then it was just lights out. And from that, I suffered fractures in my back, I twisted my spine, and my neck, and so of course TBI and all that stuff. The entire crew, all 4 of the 5 of us were medevaced out. The 5th one refused and went back and ended up being down still for 2 weeks for injuries.
Travis puts his injuries aside to hike after the bear he spotted, which unfortunately has vanished by the time Travis reaches its territory. But that gives us more time to talk.
How do you deal with that, being an NCO and being a leader, when you lose a man? Or how do you deal with having to deal with the family and the wife?
At the time you feel it, but you've trained yourself, you bury it. You bury it as deep as you can, because you still have to finish a mission. You try to find some joy in there, in the fact that you do get to bring, the majority of your people home in a safe manner. It's the hard parts when you come home and then you connect with those family members and you connect with their grave sites, and that gets you.
Days of hunting produce no bears, but Travis wouldn't trade a minute.
Getting no bear is a little disappointing, but I understand that's the name of the game. And I had a fantastic week. I have some beautiful memories and some wonderful images of just the mountains and the scenery, the animals, the conversations that we all had in between and here and there. I mean, it was never a dull moment for me.
He was able to hoof up and down these mountainsides and stay focused and stay passionate about the hunt without ever saying a bad thing or complaining about being too tough or being too rigorous. It's heartbreaking, but that's why they call it hunting.
And American's about freedom. The ability to, if you want to be something and you put the work and energy into it, you can be it, no matter what background you come from. And that's what I love about America. It's just the ability to be whatever you want to be, and nothing can stand in your way but yourself.
We know here that when the war stops and the veterans come home, it's time to get to work, and it's time to open our arms and welcome these veterans and give them a taste of the outdoors that they deserve, maybe more than anyone.
When we return, we meet a warrior who suffered incredible injuries, but who shows the invincibility to stalk exotic game in faraway lands with a fellow decorated veteran.
Buy your firearms at cheaperthandirt.com at cheaper than dirt prices. We have thousands in stock and ready to ship. Whether you're looking for your next competition setup, protecting your home, sporting and hunting shotguns, or a rifle for taking your trophy buck, Cheaper Than Dirt has you covered. Need a gift for the sportsman in your life? Cheaper Than Dirt gift cards are the perfect gift for any occasion. Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter. Visit us at cheaperthandirt.com.
We don't sit idle, wondering how we're going to build a better truck. We get out there and walk a mile, thousands of miles, in the footsteps of the guys we build trucks for. The groundbreaking Ram Heavy Duty, with 30,000 pounds of towing and 850 pound-feet of torque.
ATK's Grateful Nation is brought to you by Federal Premium Ammunition. Every shot counts. Cheaper Than Dirt, America's ultimate shooting sports discounter. Powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, glory, Ram. Bushnell, laws of performance. Savage Arms, the definition of accuracy. And by Shell Rotella, the engine oil that works as hard as you.
Everybody knows that Navy SEALs are perhaps the tip of the spear for our national defense. Mike Day is one of those SEALs, and he went on a hunt with Grateful Nation. Now, we all know that a SEAL travels worldwide with firearms to do dangerous missions. Well, this time, Mike Day went with Grateful Nation to Namibia. He flew to Africa with firearms, but this time, no one was shooting back at him. This time he was hunting plains game in Africa.
Navy SEAL Mike Day, wounded almost too many times to count, shares the thrill of an African hunt with fellow wounded warrior Lieutenant Dan Kanassen at Diker Safaris near Grootfontein, Namibia. What Mike Day brings to his role as advocate is his special personal knowledge of the price of freedom.
Senior Chief Mike Day is a sort of a legend in the SEAL teams now because was shot in a mission 27 times going into a building. 11 in his body armor, 16 in his lower extremities, back, shoulders, arms, everywhere.
On April 6th of 2007, I got into a gunfight with 4 guys. I was shot 27 times, had multiple injuries.
Some people get shot once and that's it. He was shot 27 times.
The fact that I was shot so much and other guys get shot once and they die from being shot once, I think there's a reason behind it. I think everything happens for a reason.
Day takes his escape from death as his inspiration to serve others. Like brother Navy SEAL Lieutenant Dan Connaughton, whose injuries cost him both of his legs, but never stopped him.
The fact that I went through that experience, you know, not just the physical injuries, but the post-traumatic stress was necessary for me to take this job.
If you become seriously injured, it doesn't necessarily change you, but it's an opportunity to self-reflect. And if you take that opportunity, you can become a better person out of it.
The fact that we're out here doing this and Dan's out here, it's proof that guys that have very serious injuries can get out and do the stuff that they want to do. It's different, you know, you find that new normal and you get on with it.
Dan's way back includes stalking the exotic black wildebeest.
Got in within about 100 yards of the black wildebeest pack.
The black wildebeest's been called the old fool of the veldt for its extreme inquisitiveness and tendency to run in circling herds. Now Dan just wants one to stand still.
Okay, he's behind the others now. I just want him to clear the way. Okay. See that tall tree? That one just standing to the right of it, that's the bull there. See the one on the right? To the furthest right? Get him right behind the shoulder. Okay, he's broadside. Get him behind the shoulder. Okay. Yeah, you got him.
For me to be able to stalk up on an animal who's skittish anyway and be quiet and stealthy and get a shot off all on my feet, it's rewarding to me.
I think he's gonna weigh a little more than the steam buck.
Pretty easy to get an injury like Dan's or so many other guys out there that have these horrific injuries and get into that slump, feel sorry for yourself and concentrate on what you're never gonna be able to do again. I don't think there's a better remedy for that than to get them out in nature and getting them to do stuff like this. It helps a lot.
You popped him good.
Oh, that
270
round, that nozzle partition did a hell of a job.
The safari continues on with Mike Day taking a wildebeest of his own.
Right on his shoulder. Take him now. Good shot. Good shot. Hold on, Mike. Nice old bull.
And Dan going on to collect a variety of small plains game.
Yes. Yeah. He's down. Right behind the shoulder there.
Yeah.
Hold on, man.
Thanks.
Trophies are a wonderful reward for hard work. But 2 seals really take home is something far more enduring.
It keeps them from thinking about what happened. It gets them moving on the road ahead.
The joy that I get is seeing them smile, seeing them have a great time, seeing them get excited when they pull the trigger and make an outstanding shot from 300 yards away, 200 yards away, 100 yards away, and to see them feel proud about that and to feel better than they did when they came on the show. It's that whole pay it forward thing. You know, what Mike got from his advocate, Mike's giving to Dan. And what Dan's getting from Mike, he's going to give to some other young man or some other young woman down the road, and which I'm sure he already has, just because of who he is and what he's done. That's what wounded guys do. Guys in the military, and they're there helping each other, which is great. But I see this in all the Grateful Nation shows. There's always guys who are helping other guys. One of the greatest helps is that when you get another veteran helping another wounded veteran.
And I'm proud of this production for giving veterans like Mike Day an opportunity to exercise their true freedom.
Another soldier with his own harrowing tale of courage under fire takes a shot at a mossy-horned old Midwest whitetail buck when Grateful Nation comes back. You are watching ATK's Grateful Nation, presented by Cheaper Than Dirt.
Sergeant Michael Owens nearly made the ultimate sacrifice when his 7-ton transport truck rolled over. I bet he wasn't thinking about deer hunting in Iowa, but Grateful Nation gave him that opportunity. And it was an opportunity for us to see what a strong, stand-up warrior Sergeant Owens is.
Sergeant Michael Owens is at one of the country's premier whitetail locations, Iowa's Timber Ghost Ranch.
I love to go out and hunt because I love being outdoors. I love having a purpose, and your purpose is out there to get something, whether that be, for a trophy kill, or it may just be to feed your kids that night.
It's so cool to see a guy who didn't start hunting until a few years ago, that he's just bitten by the hunting bug, and to hear the stories about how it makes him a better person.
There goes a buck. Why didn't you shoot?
Because we could do better.
Yeah, we could do better. This is Iowa.
Sergeant Owens proves his bravery daily as he faces each morning with one arm missing.
The road just stopped, and it was sunken in for 4 or 5 feet. But taking a semi and doing that 50 miles an hour, I remember going, oh, we hit it, and the driver tried to save it, but